So, possibly former progressive Elizabeth Warren has been taking some weird shots at her longtime friend, Bernie Sanders, and the latest shot is centered around him and his ability to get stuff done. Bernie Sanders in this CNN clip responds beautifully.
As you know, Senator Warren is going after your record. She said, quote, she called you a, quote, senator who has good ideas, but whose 30-year track record shows he consistently calls for things he fails to get done, consistently opposes things he nevertheless fails to stop.
Well, I would respectfully disagree with Senator Warren. 4 years ago, I talked about raising the minimum wage in this country to $15 an hour. And you know what? I was able, working with workers at Amazon and Disney, to get 400,000 American workers an increase in their minimum wage to at least $15 an hour. And now you got 7 states in this country that have raised their minimum wage to $15 an hour. And as president, we're going to do it nationally. I talked about making public colleges and universities tuition free 4 years ago. And now you got states, cities, counties moving in exactly that direction. 4 years ago, I talked about climate change being the great national security crisis facing this country. Other people now understand that. In terms of my record, I helped pass, along with John McCain, the most significant veterans bill passed in recent history. Along with Jim Clyburn of South Carolina, I put into the Affordable Care Act $11 billion for community health centers, which is now providing primary health care to 9 million Americans. Working with conservative Republicans, we managed for the first time to utilize the War Powers Act to get the United States of America out of the terrible war in Yemen, which is one of the worst humanitarian disasters on earth right now. As a member of the House, I passed year after year more amendments on the floor, roll call amendments, than any other member of the House. So I am proud of my record. We're going to run on that record. But most importantly, we need a new vision for America, a vision that tells the corporate elite and the 1% that this country belongs to all of us, not just a handful of billionaires.
So, yeah, that's all you gotta do. Elizabeth Warren might attack you, take cheap shots, but don't respond. Any other politician would probably attack her. But what he does is, all right, I disagree with her evaluation. Here's why she is wrong. He goes on to list all of his accomplishments working across the aisle with Republicans. He brings up working with Mike Lee to try to stop what's happening in Yemen. He brings up working with John McCain, helping Veterans Affairs, veteran health care, what he got in Obamacare, the allocation of $11 billion for community health centers. Bernie Sanders was the amendment king. He always finds a way to get different things changed in legislation to help working people. And it's such a dumb argument to attack Bernie with, because you say Bernie has been unable to get anything done in 30 years, but that's not his fault. He has been on the right side of these issues. That's the product of the dysfunctional system. And Elizabeth Warren should know that. It's the premise her entire campaign is focused on: the corruption in government. And the reason Bernie couldn't get stuff done with his name on top of the bill, by the way, having your name on top of something doesn't mean you got something done. Usually people who do the real work are the ones who don't get credited by name recognition or title. But when you have a dysfunctional system, you're not going to get good stuff passed. What matters is being on the right side of history and fighting for these issues relentlessly your entire career. And Bernie's response to Warren is exactly why he would beat Donald Trump. He doesn't play into the reality TV show. He brings it back into the reality that every American in the working class is facing. He brings it back to the reality of his record. He doesn't say, I'm going to call Donald Trump a meanie all the time. I'm not going to be offended. I'm going to say, okay, whatever, you're acting dumb. I'm going to say I disagree with you. And guess what? This is what we're going to do for working people. And great response. I wish so many people could see this Monday night before Super Tuesday. It's going to be an uphill battle, but we know we have the right guy. We know we have the only candidate who can beat Donald Trump based on numbers, based on performance, based on grassroots energy, the structuring of the campaign and the movement. And we just got to do what we can.
Every leader of a generation called a communist. They're lying about their profits in the same way that Obama did. The puppets say they're fighting for us, lying about their promises. Every 4 years graduate, no change, like in colleges.